welcome to my new channel. I wanted to do a quick intro video overview on what this channel is about and to give some of my background. First, a little bit about me. I'm a software engineer with about 10 years post-college experience. I specialize more in the back-end development with Java as my primary language. I started out as a contractor for a large corporation doing just maintenance and enhancements for just a legacy application. I did that for about 7 years. After that, I took an awesome opportunity to work with some great people in a different state. It was really this transition that really helped me out to dive into clean quality code. It was all about doing things the right way, big focus on unit testing, quality, good design, maintainability, scalability. So it's a really big shift in my career. So I really enjoyed that. But then about a year and a half later, we decided to move back to be closer to family for a little while. So now I'm working with another large company, and I've been adding a lot of DevOps skills to my toolbox. I'm also getting more into AWS and cloud. So I am currently studying for my AWS Certified Associate Architect. And hopefully I'll begin that pretty soon, so I'm really excited about that. So that's a bit about my background and kind of what I'm into lately. So next I wanted to just talk a bit about what this channel is and why you might want to follow along. Subs are awesome. So I noticed throughout my career, I see a lot of tutorials out there and videos that's really good at just showing different concepts and patterns, but it's usually like a hello world application, really basic concepts, but it's really hard to mesh that with a large enterprise code base, right? So just transforming those snippets of code into an overall complex system can be challenging. So part of this channel, what I wanted to do is to show from the ground up, from design to writing code to DevOps to architecture, just everything as a fully functional web application. So I'm hoping to go through and just let you all follow me as well and kind of build a full stack web application from scratch. So everything I do is going to be recorded, everything from creating whatever accounts I need with AWS and other things, as well as setting up an IDE, writing the code, every line of code I'm going to have recorded and talk through. It'll be about how I think through designing things. We'll have a few videos where I just talk about design and what I'm thinking about doing and why I'm thinking that route is the best way to go. So it's going to be something that you all can just follow along, build it right there with me, create your own accounts, create your own repos, and just follow along and build the same application I'm building. So I'm hoping it'll be a really fun experience for both myself, just going through it, and also you guys follow along and doing it with me. So that said, a little bit of a disclaimer. I highly encourage you all to write the code yourself and to use it for own personal use. But I do ask that if you want to commercialize it, to monetize it, to sell it, things like that, just contact me and we can probably work something out. But I don't want people just to commercialize my idea. So just send me a comment, send me a private message, that kind of thing, and we'll talk through some sort of agreement if you are interested in commercializing what I'm doing. But also, that said, one of the goals of this project is to make a fully functional application that I'm going to provide as a platform for people to use. And I want to build it up as its own platform, its own company. So I'm going through all those steps as well. I'll be talking through like entrepreneur things and business things as well, and starting up your own company. So that'll also be exciting videos, hopefully. So all of that said, what is it that we're going to be making, right? So the idea that I've had for a while is an auto trading platform. So it's going to be something that connects to a broker and performs buys and sells on your behalf in some sort of strategy. So it'll run continuously and it'll detect different shifts in stocks and mutual funds and ETFs and that kind of thing. And if it notices a strategy, it will trigger a buy or a sell and hopefully get some good income coming from it. Part of that is I'm not going to be the broker. I don't want to get into that, but I'm going to connect other brokers to perform the buys themselves. I'm going to start with a platform called Robinhood. For anybody that doesn't know, Robinhood is just a platform that really advertises commission-free buys and sells, right? So a lot of traditional brokers, they'll charge you a fee every time you do a buy or sell order, and that can get into your profits. So I chose Robinhood to make all those free commissions. So it's a really good pick for a proof of concept that I'm trying to go for to see if this idea can come to fruition. But I also want to long term think about supporting other brokers. So as the platform grows and expands, I might code in support for other platforms like E-Trade and any others that are out there. So basically you as a user would log into the platform, set up you already have an account with Robinhood set up, then you just input your credentials for Robinhood and select whatever strategy you want to go for, a set of stocks and ETFs if you want to limit what that strategy would be applied towards, and just let it run. And as it gets more and more mature as a platform, there'd be more fine-tuning options you can do to set limits and accounts and all kinds of awesome things in the future. I'm starting simple from the ground up. So again, this is building a full complex system piece by piece as you might do it in the real world, because that's what I'm doing. Let's see. So it's going to be everything from writing the code to any database modeling I need to do and support. The front-end development as well for user interactions. It will be AWS infrastructure designs and how to create pipelines to deploy your code. So DevOps skills like that, CI/CD. It will be how to write unit tests and test your code. It will be all of those things as we get more and more into it. So something I wanted to mention starting off is my goal right now is to be concerned about finances. So any new startup, any new company, finances are always tight. So that's going to play into my design starting off. So I'm going to be using AWS, and they offer a 12-month free tier. So when you sign up, you get 12 months free for different services. And that's really going to play into what I'm going to design and how I'm going to go about building my application. For instance, their EC2 is their compute layer, is where your application actually runs. You can get a free compute layer each month, a very small micro size. It doesn't have much compute power. You can get a free one of those each month. So it's going to be a single application that is going to be deployed to that server to be running continuously, and that's going to cost me nothing for 12 months. I can get a free build pipeline for a year. And so it's going to be a full CI/CD pipeline. It's all free, no cost. So I'll be using that service. I get a certain amount of database capacity and certain amount of reads and writes to that database for free for the first year. So I'm going to be taking advantage of all of those free offerings starting off. And again, it's going to play into my design a bit. So for the application, since I'm only on one server, it's going to appear monolithic, which is a not desirable thing in today's cloud environments. You want microservices. You want it broken down to individual components that you can independently maintain and enhance. But since I want to be concerned about finances and cost on what my infrastructure run costs are, I'm going to have a monolithic application, but I'm going to design in a way to where all the packages and class hierarchy can be easily separated in the future when I'm ready to expand out and make this production ready. So there's going to be a transition period down the road when my proof of concept is complete, to where I'm going to split out my code base into microservices and put more money into the scalability and reliability of AWS infrastructure. So it's going to be multiple compute layer servers on different availability zones, sitting behind load balancers to make sure it's always up and running. It's not going to be any downtime. Blue-green deployments for CI/CD, all of those different things. There's going to be a test environment and a production environment. But all that stuff comes at a cost. I don't want to pay up front. So for now, I'm going to take advantage of all of the free stuff for my proof of concept and then transition to that production ready environment down the road once the proof of concept is proven. So that'd be a neat kind of transition and journey as we go through that together. What else do I want to mention for this first video? So I think I have my first few ideas for videos figured out in my mind. So the first video is going to be how to create an AWS account. So you will need an AWS account. It's going to be about setting up your IDE, setting up a new repo, all those sort of framework tasks that any new project, any new company has to go through. I want to take each one of those step by step and get everything set up so that we'll be ready to code and to write some software. So then we'll start with some back-end coding. It was going to be Java. We'll write some of the client API calls to Robinhood to get your token to use your account and things like that. So how to do buys and sells and get information about your account. All those API calls, we're going to start building a library of those that our application is going to use in the strategies. So we'll start building those up. We'll use some different patterns to scale up those calls and to make it maintainable. So it's going to be a lot of that to start off with. After we get some code, I'll work on some AWS CI/CD stuff. So we'll make a pipeline that builds the application and deploys it to a EC2 instance and has it run. It's going to be a Spring Boot application with some endpoints, REST endpoints, and so it's going to be deployed and running, and I'll take you through step by step how to set all that up. So that's sort of the first few videos, how I'm going to start off with this channel. So I'm hoping you all stick around and watch me go through that and just build on top of it. If you don't mind, I could appreciate some subs, some likes, some comments, all of those social media things. But I will leave it at that and see you in the next video, setting up an AWS account and setting up an IDE. Thanks. Bye.